up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. Hey, we down here. Happy Monday, everybody. We down here to talk about Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and Real Housewives of Potomac. Right? So we hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I've been watching You this weekend. I have 2 episodes left, and I was also watching Dope Sick, which was also really good, but I kept falling asleep on it. So I have to watch episode 2 again because I kept falling asleep. So I hope everybody had a restful, peaceful, joyful weekend. Somebody is parked in my spot. Actually, they're not. They know whose spot is where. I know that's right. I haven't been keeping up with what much is going on, but this morning I saw that Colin Powell died. What? I was like, what the hell? And they said he had the remedy, honey. He had the remedy and died from complications of the actual corona. Right? Girl. That's a mess. That is a mess, y'all. How do y'all feel about that? That's crazy. Let's talk about Real Housewives of I'm going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac in a second. I want to talk about let me turn my lights off. I want to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, let's get through Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yeah, I saw that this morning and I was like, what the hell? That's crazy. That's all I can say is that's crazy because it's like, what are you going to do? All right, so go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. And we're down here. Let me take my seatbelt on. I'm trying to get the car warm. It's cold this morning. So I hope everybody's doing well. The episode as a whole was pretty good. I did like the end with Tisha and what's his name? Dr. Francis. I like that whole little scene with them. I'm trying to get myself comfortable. Okay, so we start off with Destiny. She's doing a hype hair cover. Congratulations to her. She's very excited about that. She's so grateful. It's good for growth of the brand. Her father comes and visits. She says her father was hard on her growing up. I was kind of confused with Destiny's story because it was something different when she was talking to Tiffany. So I felt like I didn't know how your dad was there, but you were in group homes. I'm confused. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a Dr. Contessa situation. I don't know. But I was just like, okay. So he says that somebody that she was going to make proud. I don't know if it was his mother or I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't catch that. Who's in charge? She at the photo shoot. Who's the boss? Photo shoot or whatever. Tisha shows up. She looks really cute. She says that she wants to introduce, Destiny says she wants to introduce her father to Miss Wanda since Miss Wanda's are always getting married and he's never been married. Yeah, she said her father's never been married. I was like, okay. Letitia, yeah, she was looking cute. They talked about Las Vegas, talking about having a good time. And did they accomplish that? Tisha said it was 50-50. And then they start talking about Tiffany and Tiffany being transparent. But we don't know about her relationship. I thought that was funny that that kept coming from Destiny's mouth because that seems to be the consensus across the board. Everyone that I see, everybody wants to know what's going on with Destiny. From our perspective, we feel the same way that Destiny feels about Tiffany. Yes, they encourage you to be transparent, but we don't know what happened between you and LeBaric. We still don't. And we still wonder why you get an attitude or defensive when somebody asks you a question about your marriage. So where's your dirt? That's what I would ask Destiny. She forced a man to marry her. How do you say no to that? Do you just go along with it? You know what I say about proposals in public places? I feel like you're bullying the person into saying yes because the person doesn't want to embarrass you. I don't care who it is. When people propose in public places, that's like a buffer because they know that you're not going to embarrass them in front of all those people. Honey, I'd be the one. No. I don't accept this proposal. I don't even know what this proposal is. What does the proposal say? What am I accepting? I need to see what you're proposing in writing. What are you proposing? Okay. Before I say yes to the proposal, I need to see what the proposal is. It's got to be more than love and thank you for finding my second socks when I lose them in the dryer. It's got to be more than that. She just keeps going. We all speak up and call each other out. I don't know what Tisha was talking about with that. They all call each other out and speak up. I haven't seen that demonstrated on the show. Maybe you guys can jog my memory. I don't know what she's talking about. We haven't hashed it out. There's parts of Tiffany that I really like, but she stays under Melody's wing. How did you deal with that with Kimmy? Kimmy and Tisha are sister-in-laws. I don't know why you're comparing. Maybe you feel like you're Melody's sister-in-law because you met her through Martell. Maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Tisha said she stopped expecting Kimmy to speak up for her. She said, I changed my expectations with Marsau too. Did y'all catch that? I caught that. I was over the chapel mess. I hadn't heard about his depression. There's no balance. He doesn't get it. I noticed a disconnect, but I just keep it moving. So it seems like Tisha's like at a point to me where it's like, you're not telling me, I can't help you if you don't tell me, right? So you want to complain about, being depressed and I need to listen more. And then when she said with Dr. Francis, I was like, he's manipulating her, and Dr. Francis would be able to, identify that and call it out. And that's the reason why a lot of men don't want to do therapy, because they know that whatever you're doing in your relationship that is not up to par, and that where you are actually the one that's causing it and trying to blame someone else, the therapist is going to see that, and the therapist is going to say that. And if the therapist says that, then that means somebody else knows that you have work to do. And instead of actually working on that work, you'd rather continue to terrorize your wife than actually fix it and then blame her for it. Marsau and Martell, they are talking about the 47 acres. They want to do it together. They're starting to remove trees. He mentions Chris. He needs to partner with somebody with a builder's license. Does Martell does Martell have his builder's license yet? Why is it that you have to run around town trying to find somebody with a builder's license so that you can work and make a living? That's ridiculous. He asked Melody. I felt that asking Melody was a slap in the face. And then Marsau goes, well, okay, so how did you resolve that? Did you resolve it? How did you go when you were there? Were you being arrogant? No, I wasn't being arrogant. He was like, but sometimes I don't know. Yeah, every single time. Every single time. You know what you're doing. What would be wrong with working with Mel? And he said, we're still family. That would actually be amazing. But Marsau says it's unlikely that they could coexist on a business deal. I wouldn't do business with Martell. It's clear that Martell does not know how to do good business. He ruined his entire business of his marriage because he didn't want to communicate. Actually, he did what he wanted to do. But then you could see that Melody had the builder's license. You could see that Melody handles her business. If I was Melody, I would not do business with Martell. I wouldn't do business. Chris shows up. How can we all work together? There's no guarantee that Melody will build on the land, but it is a good idea, but it just needs to mix well. That's what Marsau is saying. Marsau is from the aspect because he builds commercial property. Melody can build the homes. Maybe you and Melody can do it together. I wouldn't do it. I just simply wouldn't do it. Would y'all work with Martell? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. But Melody's, her whole thing is, how you gonna cut me out the deal when if they could figure out a way that everybody could, you know, from the beginning, that's what they came on this show with this, right? With this 47 acres, the comeback group or whatever the hell they were called. And it would be great to, you know, come full circle with it and see all of them actually profit from their original idea. That would be great. But Martell, I don't know. Destiny and Tiffany, they go out. We need to be able to see through her too. This is Destiny's thing about Tiffany. She wants Tiffany to be transparent about the stuff that she has going on in her life. I just really find that really ironic. I was like, I can't believe that Destiny is really sitting up here acting like she needs more from Tiffany. Tiffany, we need more from you. No, we need more from you. Who is Destiny? Who is Destiny? So Tiffany says, thanks for inviting me. I really had to think about it. You gave me the cold shoulder. She told her she had a smart mouth. Well, I do too. I tried to walk away, but it seems like you poked the bear. She was like, okay, so have you ever been the new girl before? She was like, so put yourself in my shoes. And she said, oh yeah, your little pink pumps. I was like, see, it was like Destiny's she wasn't very warm. I'll say she wasn't warm at all. She said, I can't put myself in your shoes. I have been the new girl, but I can't put myself in your shoes because I didn't do what you did. You came to somebody's brunch and you said what you said, and that was, you know, I didn't like that. I was new too. And she says, well, I misunderstood. And then Destiny said, that's her middle name. We connect on that. She says, we are challenged to be transparent and we don't know anything about you. Well, just ask. That's Tiffany's perspective. I used to be like that too. Just ask. Until I realized that, you know, you need to share parts of yourself in order for people to understand you, and you have to share them willingly. But when you share them willingly with people that you feel deserves those pieces of your vulnerability, because not everybody protects each other's vulnerability. Sometimes people use someone's vulnerability and becomes very violent with their vulnerability. So a lot of people, they'll say, well, just ask and I'll tell you. If you don't ask, I won't tell you. I used to be like that too. Tiffany says, well, I wasn't born Tiffany. I was adopted. No one looked like me. I was born Jamie Lynn Payne. She had a white mother. She was biracial. Her white mother fucked a black man and gave her biracial daughter away. I guess she had to eliminate the indiscretions of whatever she was doing. And I guess at the extent of it, it was having sex with a black man. She was probably married. We don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess. Destiny's mother had a drug addiction, she shares. Tiffany shares that her neighbor told her she was adopted. She got pregnant. She said, my son's father broke and the new man died. I didn't get what she was saying. I didn't get that story, and I didn't have time to put the cards on the board. So I don't know if it was like the son's father, she was no longer with, and then the man that came after the son's father just recently died. And then I don't know how that person was integral to the story. I'm not sure. But I wasn't really clear. And then Destiny shares with us that she's an empath, so she feels for her. They have group homes in common. And then Tiffany says that she's sorry for bringing up LeBaric at brunch. I hate that we started like that. It got taken out of context. I don't know how it got taken out of context because you said it. And it seemed like you were saying it to be funny and shady. So I don't know how you saw that it was taken out of context when it was actually you who said it and not somebody saying that you said it. You said it to her. So I'm not sure how that was taken out of context. Destiny says, in Las Vegas, I meant what I said, but it was wrong. And Tiffany invites her to the anniversary party and they make a toast to transparency. I did not like I did not like Destiny's attitude the entire time she was at that little situation with Tiffany. I thought she was very rude. I thought she was I felt that she was still cold. And she has this attitude. And I'm like, what do you have an attitude with her for? I mean, like, if we're at the point where we're trying to mend it, why are you greeting me being snippy? Like, I didn't get that. I didn't get it. Whatever. Melody and Chris. That was an awkward scene for me. I felt it was really awkward. After the fight with Martell, she figures that she needs to spend less time focusing on him and more time focusing on her and the kids. Again, how many times do you need to refocus? How many times do you have to take Martell out of the focus? I don't understand. I didn't understand that. She wants to bid on the residential spaces. I know I said speak to him first. He felt away. He felt that I went behind his back. Melody holds the license. The clients were the one to ask to speak to her. And then he asked, do you care? And she says, I can't worry about his feelings. I want a piece of the pie. They talk about how many lots there are. And she's, more focused on generational wealth. The main thing about generational wealth, I think one thing, it looks great as a blueprint, but you have to make sure that everybody understands the blueprint. So when it's time to build, everybody understands how it needs to continue to grow in order to sustain for generations. You can't buy a house or some land and say, this is for generational wealth, and then you don't know that you need to pay taxes on it, or you don't have you just let the land just sit there, or, whatever. But like, everybody needs to know what the plan is, I feel, when we talk about generational wealth, and everybody needs to know how to run the family business, whatever it is. Right? That's how I feel. There's a process to follow. We're going to choose, and we're going to choose the right person. I did have a meeting with Marsau and Martell, and she was like, that's interesting. What were they talking about? General contracting. Melody says she's been the person that's always been handling everything. Then she starts telling Chris that she gets haircut, she buys the clothes, she takes them on trips. I didn't understand why she was sharing that with him, because if the goal is to separate the business, why are you telling him your family business? And in that way, I felt like it was really strange. I know that they're all friends, but I just felt that was weird. I don't know. Why would he intentionally cut my pockets? Why didn't he tell her? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this 47 acres. But I'm not in competition with Martell. I'm in competition with myself. You make sure you make a bid. I can't have him taking food out of my kid's mouth. And I'm here to play, and I have a lot of money that can be behind me. Shut up, Melody. You sound ridiculous. You sound like I don't know. I was about to sound like you trying to play a man's game. I can have a lot of, you can't, do you have a lot of money behind you or not? Or I can have a lot of money behind me. Are you going to tell everybody? Never mind. I was about to say, are you going to tell everybody you're newly divorced and your husband cheated on you so you can get the sympathy? You can get the sympathy vote? Because a lot of people voted for you for sympathy. And now people are actually, now that you're in office, everybody's getting to know you. They realize they don't really like Melody Holt. I don't know. I thought that scene was weird, but whatever. Maurice and Martell have a sit down. You're saying pick up the ball like I don't have the whole ball. Maurice was on the phone with somebody playing games in our faces, and that lady let us know, I don't know why you're talking to me about this. I got it handled. I don't know what you're doing for these cameras. I don't know why you keep telling me to hold the ball. I have been holding the ball. Oh, okay. Oh, he want to get off the phone now. Who are you talking to, Maurice? Martell needs to get his credit together. His score. I said his divorce lowered his credit score, but it didn't. His credit score dropped 100 points. That's a lot. Woo, that's a lot, baby. That is a lot. He said it's affecting my business. I need to work on rebuilding it. He says it's going to take 2 years. He said he ain't got time for 2 years to fix my credit. Money. He said money in the credit is easy. I care about you. the depression talk was eye-opening. And, I didn't realize that we were all going through it. I didn't realize we all had this level of stress. The reason why you realize that, and we've talked about this over and over and over and over again, is that men in all their masculinity do not form deep rooted, heart centered relationships with other men. And so, because they don't develop those types of relationships with other men, it's very shallow. It's very stunts and shows. It's very much I'm playing games in everybody's faces. It's very much I got this. I'm a strong black man. And that's not really what's happening. And so, because they don't have those deep, heart-centered, connected relationships, they tend to struggle on their own. And that is the reason why a lot of black men die by suicide, because they don't have those relationships. So you can have these bromances and these bro relationships, and your quote unquote brother is sitting right next to you depressed. Your brother, right? Your own brother and Martell. And ask a man how many close relationships does he have with a man where he can actually express his vulnerability. Ask your man how many close friendships, close, deep, connected, heart-centered relationships does he have with another man besides his dad, if his dad is in his life. Ask him, how many does he have? Ask him. And he probably will say, I really don't have that many. Maybe one. And I've always envied men and how they remain friends for so long, like through things and like fights and everything like that. And I said, oh yeah, because their connections aren't as deep. Their connections aren't as deep. So it's easy to mend a broken, shallow pool than something that was deep and cracked the foundation. Okay, Tisha and Dr. Francis, give y'all enough to talk about. It's not for me. That's what she said. He was like, Marsau didn't show up with her. He's like, I figured I gave you guys a lot to talk about. And she says, but he basically says that therapy is not for him. They've been together 14 years, something that's bringing you back. I'm burnt out. 3 kids during a pandemic, working in the house 24/7. We also have 3 companies. We have a lot going on. He says, it seems like you're doing it by yourself. My husband is a kid too. Let me tell y'all something. If you have ever bragged or shared with anyone that your husband is your, second kid, third kid, fourth kid, that's not a flex. That's not something to brag about. You should actually feel bad if that has ever came out of your mouth, that your husband is like your other child. You should feel bad by saying that, and reevaluate how you're maneuvering through your relationship so that your husband does not have to be your child. So many women are married and single mothers, and here is another example of that we're witnessing on our television screens. I can ask for help. He doesn't mean he will do it. I was raised by a single mom. I don't know what it looks like to have a man helping. My grandmother didn't allow men in the kitchen. Men were catered to. He says, so are you continuing to do that? She says, not purposely. She says, it happened to me. I was young. I had to do everything. I didn't want to do that again. I met my husband in the last year of college. I was 4 months pregnant on my wedding day. I've been a wife and a mother my whole marriage. It just happened. She said it again. I didn't plan this. That's why we needed a third party. He may be depressed. Did you think something was off? He has a heavy workload. I just need to listen more, he says. And that material things were on the list of the things as to why he's depressed. So he's telling you that your pursuit of the material things are one of the reasons why he's depressed. So it seems like he's holding you hostage for his depression. Do you feel that you're the cause for his depression? I'm so glad that he asked her that so we could actually hear her say it. No, she said. And I am so happy to hear that. I am so happy to hear that. What does that mean to you? That maybe love that she gets expressions of love through gifts. Her love language is she likes gifts. Does he express how much he loves you? She said when she was younger, she didn't get that from her mom. She asked her mom why she didn't do that. She said, my mom didn't do it for me, so I didn't do it for you. I think it's weird for somebody to say, well, because my mom didn't do it, I figure I would do that with my child too. You don't remember how you felt when you didn't get love and affection? So then why would you, I guess, how do you consciously do that? Unless you're parenting unconsciously. There's no way that you can say, when I was a kid, I didn't like that my mother didn't give me affection. I thought that that was normal. But then I realized when I talked to my other friends that that wasn't normal. So now what you need to do now is change that programming. Like decode that with you. Be the one that changes that. Why would you I thought that was but it happens so many times. That's why you have generational programming, because people just unconsciously are walking through life and are like, my mom did it, I'm gonna do it like that too. That's why I don't understand how men who come from fatherless homes turn around and become fatherless in their children's lives. How do you do the same thing? What is wrong with you that you do not want to change the programming? I remember asking a guy one time, why is it that you can't be different from your father? Why do you have to be just like him? Why do you have to be like him in the way that you are emotionally unavailable? Don't you remember how it felt to be that? To be on the other side of that? So why would you want to embody that and then have other people experience and and traumatize people the way that you were traumatized? It's so sad. My family didn't say I love you. They just bought shit. A lot of us came from that. They didn't really, it was like, I'm a buy you shit, and that's how I express my love for you. I don't have to do anything else. As long as I bought you a bunch of shit, then I can turn around and say, you're ungrateful and you don't listen because you bought a whole bunch of shit. But you're not getting that emotional connection. And Marsau is the wrong person to get that. From what it looks like to me, is that they had a shotgun wedding and she didn't plan it. This is not the life that she wanted. I felt really sad to hear her basically say, this is not the life that I planned for myself. Yes, it might be great. Remember, I talked to y'all on my birthday that day, and I was like, you think about what your plans were, and then you see the plan that you're actually in. And then you think about it. What was the plan? And that's what makes me now understand why Marsau says that commitment comes before happiness. He honored his commitment. He did what he thought was right by marrying someone that he got pregnant. That's what I see. And a lot of people do that and model exactly what Tisha and Marsau is modeling on television. A lot of people have gone through that. Married somebody who got them pregnant, and now here's this life. However, he's taking care of his responsibility, but he's not emotionally there. So what good are you doing by honoring a commitment that you're not going to fully show up for? What good are you really doing? She says that the rumors have been hard for no reason whatsoever. The rumors are not for no reason. People don't just, some people just make up out and out lies, but there's usually in a rumor, there's a tinge of truth somewhere. You're making so much noise, and that blade is hitting the concrete, sparks and everything. Anyway, she says, where there's smoke, there's fire. I trust my husband. I just need to block out the outside noise. For me, that translated to, I'm just going to be willfully ignorant and blind. That's what it sounded like to me when she said that. I don't like it when people lie on people. In order to defend something, you have to know that it's a lie. So how do you know it's a lie? Baby, I said, oh, Dr. Francis, I love you. I love you. What are you defending? You're defending, you know the truth? So what are you defending exactly? Because you would have to know the truth, right? In order to defend it. So do you know the truth? Oh, okay. To be continued. Anyways, y'all, that was a pretty good episode. It was very insightful. we got to see basically that Tisha and Marsau, how they got to where they are and why it looks the way it looks. Now you can understand it. I did not know that she was 4 months pregnant when they got married. They didn't even look happy in the pictures. They look like, bitch, this is what we've been taught to do. Instead of saying, you know what? She would have been a single mother and he would have been, but you would have only had one baby, maybe two, but you got three and then he's still not there. So I don't know what to do. Anyways, y'all, what advice would you give to Tisha and Marsau? Because you could see their relationship. Anyways, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.